Yes, we got new big bugs. The Norn Emissary is here, criminally undercosted, but then almost all the big bugs in the new Tyranid Codex are very undercosted. This is available for pre-order from Games Workshop from today. As ever, thanks to Games Workshop for sending it through to me and to other content creators so we can get our little paws in it and give you some idea about what we think, along with the Codex, which is also out for pre-order from today, and there's a separate video about that one. How big is it? Well, it's bigger than a Space Marine, a bit bigger than an Armiger, not as big as an Imperial Knight. Basically, it's Primarch sized. Assembly was easy, not many parts with these computer-aided sprues that they have these days. A quick word of warning, I've always been one of those persons who assembles the whole model and then slaps the paint on it. I don't do sub-assemblies and things like that, but this one, that head, that's bad head. There's good head, there's bad head, and this head is, look, you need to stick that on last, because getting underneath in all the cracks and crevices, that was hard. So stick the head on last. Painting, spray it white, wash it all down with Seraphim Sepia speed painting. That's the body. That's it. That's the spray paint and the white. I haven't done anything else to the skin tones. The red, all my Krakens are done in corn red, one of the best paints they do. It's a lovely colour, this one. Then highlight up from there, job done, tabletop ready. The base is done quickly as well. Armageddon dust, dry brushed with a little bit of grey, a little bit of white. Stick some tufts of grass on it. Job double done. Now, this is the Norn Emissary. The kit also builds the Norn Assimilator. Both of them are not epic heroes, so you could have 3 Emissaries and 3 Assimilators if you want to. The Emissary is cheaper, 285 points. The Assimilator, 305 points, but the cheaper one, the 285 points, is a 4-up invulnerable save. They both have this same stat line, but the more expensive bug at 305, no invulnerable save. So for example, the Norn Assimilator can anti-tank 12-inch 2-shot D6+1 damage ranged attack, and in close combat extra 4 attacks D6+1 damage, the same strength, AP, damage. So the Norn Assimilator can kill tanks and elites but doesn't have an invulnerable save. The Norn Emissary basically kills elites and troops and does have an invulnerable save. So I built the Emissary. Not because it's cheaper, but because of its party piece. I'm not going to be anti-tanking with this thing. Both flavors, the Emissary and the Assimilator's party piece is they can select a unit, and until the end of the battle, at the start of the battle they select a unit, until the end of the battle they can reroll all hits and wounds against it. Or, instead of that, they can select one objective marker, and until the end of the battle, while this model is within range of that objective marker, it gets a Feel No Pain of 5-up and an OC of 15. If you had 2 of these, for example, you could select the central objective marker, put them both next to it, and then you've got an OC of 30. And 2 monsters on there with 16 wounds, a 4-up invulnerable save, and a 5-up Feel No Pain. Or if you're bringing 2 of these, probably the better way to run it is put one on the right objective, put one on the left objective. Secure your flank with a big, scary monster, and that's why I didn't go for the Assimilator, which can anti-tank, because I'm not going to go chasing anti-tanks with this. I'm going to try and lock down objectives, take those points. Now, if you wanted to run 6, 3 Emissaries, 3 Assimilators, and kind of run them as a Baby Knights list, that would cost you 1770 points. It would look cool, and it might actually work. You've got 230 points left over to capture table quarters, or deploy teleport homers, or investigate signals and do actions in other parts of the battle grid. You'd have 3 anti-tank big bugs, the Assimilators, go chasing down things, do the first part of their party trick, which is pick a unit and reroll all hits and wounds against it. While the Emissaries lock down objectives for you, the Emissaries and the Assimilators, they're both synapse. And the Emissary has got psychic attacks, and this is what they do. I particularly like the Psychic Tendril Neuro Lance Melter 2 one. It does give you a bit of anti-tank, anti-chonk, particularly at 9-inch range with the Melter 2 mechanic. And she's got a load of attacks, 10 attacks in total, hitting on 2s as well, and 6 of them are 3 damage, 4 of them are 2 damage. She has one more party trick as well, a 4-up Feel No Pain against mortal wounds, which is really good against devastating wounds or those tricksy Eldar. And the Norn Assimilator has harpoon barbs. Basically, if a unit falls back on a 2-up, that unit will suffer d6 mortal wounds, so you don't want to fall back from the Assimilator. Overall, a great kit, great rules. No idea how much this costs. I'm just grateful that Games Workshop send me stuff for free, so I don't have to sell my kidney every time I want to get a new model. I'm very tempted to get a second, though, to lock down a couple of objectives. I think 3 of them probably isn't needed. If you're going to go for more than 2, then you probably want to end up with 6, maybe. Play that kind of list. Though I'm not convinced at all that that kind of list will do well in the current meta. Given the predominance of shooty-killy lists right now, it might do really well in your local meta, though. Essentially, she fills the role of a bigger, meaner hive tyrant on foot. A forward pressure monster with synapse, which can take the hits back, which sometimes hive tyrants can't do as much because they've only got 10 wounds. Yes, you can pick any objective to stick this on for its 5-up feel no pain and an OC of 15, so you could stick it on your home objective, but that would be a waste because she's going to be such a roadblock to anything coming forward. And a couple of these on center line objectives is going to lock down a couple of them for at least a couple of turns for you and guarantee some points. So what do you think? Are you going to get 1, 2, or 6 of these bad boys? And how do you think they should be best used, best placed on the battle grid? What kind of things do you want to mix in with them? Anyway, thanks for listening to this video. Big shout out to anyone who's watched it all the way to the end. Thank you for your support. And thank you to all my subscribers and members as well. Happy wargaming.